though you see these old ski chairlifts around in front of ski shops or at bus stops in ski towns, at Ski Lift Designs we think they can be much more than that. I grew up in Montana. For us, we skied at Big Mountain in Whitefish. So every morning we get there early, park in the parking lot, and before ski lessons, my mom and dad and brother and I would all ride Chair 2, which was an old double chairlift. I think about skiing, I think about growing up in those early days on those chairlifts in Montana.
I grew up in the desert in Tucson, Arizona, so some of my favorite memories were going skiing, getting up in the mountains, cooling down. We always used to drive from Tucson to Telluride. Chair 1 is an old two-seater. Some of my best memories riding that up with my dad as he taught me how to ski.
The initial search for the chairs led to really getting into the history of them and realizing, hey, this is cool. There's a story to tell here, and there's also a product that people can use and something that they can connect to being in the mountains with.
Finding the chairs is difficult but fun. Call resorts, cold call them, ask them if they're pulling them out. Sometimes we don't find them at resorts. Sometimes we find them where someone has them in their backyard and doesn't know what to do with them. So we've sourced chairs from Arizona, outside Toronto, here in Colorado, Wyoming, Spokane, Washington.
And we found some old resorts who, in their boneyards, have old lift poles and everything you can imagine, grass growing over them. They're left for dead, and dig them out of the weeds and breathe new life into them. For us, once we get the chairs back to Denver, there's 60 years of paint and rust and love on these things. So we take them first to a sandblaster and we strip all that off. And once you get the paint and the rust off, they're actually beautiful. The welds in the metal, it has a whole different feel to it than what you see hanging on the lift. And once we get the bare metal, we go ahead and bring it to the powder coater. And what it is actually a ceramic paint that gets put on and then baked in the oven. And it gives a very durable, beautiful finish to these chairs. It really brings out the lines, it really brings out the aesthetics of the chairs because this is a piece of history and you really feel it. After being at the powder coater, we work with a metal fabricator. He really adjusts the chair to fit or building legs or mounts to go with them. And once you get the custom installation, it's really beautiful. We work with all hardwoods, cherry, white oak, walnut, and once you build the benches to go on them, it brings out not only the warm feel of the wood, but also the industrial feel of the chair. It's not like anything else that you have in your house. It's definitely a statement. Ski Lift Designs sells way more than just an old double chair. We're not all lucky enough to live in the mountains, and when you can have a riblet center post on your front porch, it's an opportunity to connect with the mountains that we live with in Colorado and remind you about the times you had and the excitement about the winter coming up or the lines that you get to ski.
Bringing the mountain into their house. And it's also a conversation piece. It's unique. When you have friends over, it sparks conversation. You immediately start talking about what I think a lot of people's favorite subject is skiing, being outside.
But it also brings that slow ride, the tempo of life that you and we all look for in the mountains. Come buy some chairlifts.